Okay, let's talk about something that's on a lot of our minds: inheritance. It's a mix of money, family, and, let's be honest, a ton of confusion. But figuring this stuff out is one of the most important things we can do for our family's future. So, we're going to cut through the noise and get some real clarity on how inheritance works right here in Malaysia. So, let's just get right to the biggest question, the one everyone seems to ask. Picture this: the home you grew up in, all those memories, is passed down to you. It's a huge moment, right? But then that practical, nagging thought pops into your head. Do I have to give the government a cut of this? And the answer, which honestly might surprise you, is a big, fat zero. Yep, 0%. As it stands today in Malaysia, you do not pay a tax on that inherited property. Now, this isn't some brand new thing. Our version of an inheritance tax, which was called estate duty, was actually taken off the books way back in 1991. So for more than 30 years, this tax hasn't been around. Hey, if that one simple answer just cleared things up for you, how about helping us out? Just take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons. That way you'll always stay ahead on the biggest issues happening in Malaysia. So you might be thinking, okay, if the tax is long gone, why do I keep hearing about it? It feels like its ghost pops up every year, especially around budget time. Well, that's what we're digging into next. Why is a decision from 3 decades ago still such a hot topic today? And a quick look at the history tells you why. See, this tax wasn't just some brief thing. It was the law of the land for 50 years, from 1941 all the way to 1991. Because it was around for so long, it's still a really big part of the national conversation about money, wealth, and what's fair. And that conversation is pretty much split right down the middle. On one side, you have people who say, hey, bringing back this tax is a great way to tackle wealth inequality. It's a chance to tax massive fortunes that have grown over a lifetime without ever being taxed. But then, on the other side, the counter-arguments are just as loud. It could really hurt middle-class families, make people less likely to start businesses, and maybe even cause the super rich to just move their money somewhere else. All right, enough about the high-level political debate. Let's get down to where the rubber meets the road and listen to what everyday Malaysians are saying about this online. This is where you see the real human side of the issue. Wow, this comment right here really gets to the heart of the biggest fear. It's not just about paying a tax, it's about having the actual cash on hand to pay it. This perfectly captures that nightmare scenario of being asset rich but cash poor. You know, owning a valuable house but having no money in the bank to pay a sudden massive tax bill. And here's another point you see all the time. The concern is that the super wealthy, the very people this tax is supposed to target, have teams of lawyers and advisors. They can just legally move their assets overseas to avoid the tax. So who does that leave holding the bag? Well, the fear is it's the regular families who can't afford that kind of fancy planning. So when you boil it all down, the real worry is this: a new tax could force a family to sell their home, or a small business, or a piece of land that's been in the family for generations. You'd lose your legacy, not because you're in debt, but simply because you don't have the cash to pay the tax man. Okay, so you've heard the debate, you've seen the uncertainty, so what can you actually do? The good news is you're not helpless here. Let's talk about how you can take control and protect your own legacy no matter what happens with the law. And here's the magic word: estate planning. And listen, this isn't just for billionaires. It's simply the process of creating a clear plan for your assets. It is the single best thing you can do to protect your family's future, whatever tax laws might be in place down the road. So, the foundation of any good estate plan is having a will. The easiest way to think about a will is that it's your personal instruction manual for everything you leave behind. It's your voice, speaking for you when you can't, making sure everything goes where you want it to go. And making one isn't nearly as scary as it sounds. It really just comes down to 3 basic steps. Step 1, figure out what you own. That's your assets. Step 2, decide who you want to get it. Those are your beneficiaries. And step 3, pick a person or a company you trust to make sure it all happens. That's your executor. See? Simple. Now, if you want even more control and protection, you can take it a step further with something called a trust. I love this analogy. Think of a trust like a super secure personal vault for your assets. You put your assets inside, and you hand the keys to a professional you trust, the trustee, who has to follow your rules to the letter. So why bother setting up a vault like this? Well, the benefits are huge. For one, it helps your family completely skip the long, slow, and very public court process called probate. It can also act as a shield, protecting your assets from creditors or lawsuits. And for many people, this is the big one. It keeps your family's financial business completely private and out of the public eye. We really hope this breakdown has helped clear up a pretty complicated topic for you. If it did, why not join the thousands of other Malaysians who want clarity, not confusion? Go ahead and tap that like button, hit subscribe, and let's keep making sense of these big issues together. So, if you're going to remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. Malaysia doesn't have an inheritance tax today, but that conversation is not going away. The most powerful thing you can do is get ahead of it. Proactive estate planning, using tools like a will or a trust, is absolutely the best way to secure your family's future. And that really leaves us with the big question that sits at the heart of this whole debate. Is our current system, the one with zero tax, really the fairest way to do things? Or, as the push for more equality gets stronger, is some kind of change just inevitable? It's definitely something to think about.